What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Ask Tim stream. Our bot is active. Our internet is working. Fingers crossed we're under our tornado watch. So there's that. It's been an interesting day. I did specifically go change and put this shirt on because I wanted to show you guys one of our shirts that I came out with a week or two ago. Those of you guys who know Clippy, please don't sue me, Microsoft. I thought it was funny. I used an AI upscaler to upscale an old image of Clippy I found. We got the TH3D on the sleeve. And if you guys have ever been in Facebook groups, you will know how true it is. Have you tried leveling your bed? Oh, your extruder's clogged? Have you tried leveling your bed? Your gantry's not level. Have you tried leveling your bed? Your extruder is hanging off the printer. Have you tried leveling your bed? It's like everybody's answer in a Facebook group. They start using a printer and like they think leveling the bed is the answer to everything. So this is a funny shirt to go along with that because those answers are just about as useless as Clippy was. So I thought that was funny. Comet, do you want to say hi? He's like, yes. Hey, no, I did not say Remo. You just probably blew everybody's eardrums out. RIP headphone users. No, there's nothing to boof at. Oh, look at who likes look who likes getting scritched. Yeah, are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? You're a little dumb, but you're a good boy. Yeah. Okay. Can I stream now? Can I stream now? Or are you gonna keep bugging me? Comment. Can I stream now, sir? I have people watching. They're waiting for me. They need to ask questions. So, all right, yeah. So that's what we're here for. If you guys are new here, what we do is you guys ask questions in the chat. The way to do that is you put the exclamation point Q in front of your question. So basically act like you're going to type the question, but before you type it, put exclamation point Q and then a space in front of it. And then the bot will pick it up and it will put it onto my screen here so I can read. The reason we do this is sometimes the chat gets a little crazy. So I have the bot look for the questions so it can pull them out, and I'm able to find them. Can I help you? Should I just put you in my lap entirely? I feel like that'd be less annoying than you sitting here on the side. Why are you so needy? Are you jealous because I'm talking to other people? Come here. Oh, there we go. How's this? Is that better? All right. Let's just see if let's see if he'll cooperate. If you're gonna fidget, you're gonna go on the floor. Do you understand? You little devilish redhead. So anyways, new stuff. No, this is not gonna work. Go lay down. You have a bed. You have a bed. Go on your bed. Go lay down. Good boy. All right, so new stuff. I don't know if I showed you guys the actual print. We're getting close to the final revision of the SV06 fan duct. I am going to test it, so we're just doing test fitting right now. I got to test the airflow on it. And I'm hoping it will be a little bit better than the other one. And this is our own design that we took inspiration from the current one that we're making. So, and those have been really popular. I think it's probably one of my favorite upgrades for the SV06 series is getting rid of that dinky little fan that comes with it and putting something nicer on there, something bigger. I do have a couple of company updates. So we have changed our officially like open support hours. So we used to be 9 to 5 Central Time, Monday through Friday. We actually have that offset now from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So to get a little more coverage in the later days. I don't want to go too far past 6 because, you know, it is nice having somewhat of a personal life. You know, that doesn't say we aren't on later times. Sometimes we are. Depends on what's going on. So, you know, I do actually like to check my tickets even when we're technically closed, just so I can stay on top of things. So, what else do you do? Also, all of our products now, we used to have like a split. Some products came with 6 months warranty. Some came with 3. Everything is 6 months across the board, and that's retroactive. So if you bought something 3 months ago that only had 3-month warranty, well, now if it breaks, you got 3 extra months of coverage on that, and that's for everything. So I figured it'd just be simpler instead of be like, okay, well, this one has 3, this one has 6, that one has 3, this one has 3, that one has 6. we're just simplifying it, give you guys a better coverage on everything. You know, to give you guys an idea, if you look at most companies, like I'm actually going to check right now. Most companies in this space only give you like 30 days or 90 days on most stuff, and even on the higher end stuff. I'm going to double check because I think even E3D was, when this was a couple of years ago, I think it was 30 days. I'm going to double check here. I'm just curious. I should have looked. I should have like looked at this, but I forgot about the warranty thing. I'm seeing. I don't see cancellations and refunds. Terms of sale. I'm just curious to know what they have because they used to only be 30 days. I know they have a 30-something day return policy. Okay, warranty products covers defects. Okay, so they're only 6 months. So even on their higher end stuff, and E3D is higher end stuff, it's only 6 months. So we're on par now with some of the higher end brands. And we all know basically if you buy the stuff from the Chinese sellers, if you order from Amazon, basically you have a 30-day return warranty through them. Good luck getting them to replace anything after that. That's been my experience. But all right. Okie dokie. So yeah, we need questions in the chat. I only got 2 so far. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm just kind of looking around here. Anything else that's worth mentioning? Oh, I do have a bunch of basically I think I have all the Nerf Blaster parts printed. So my buddy Tony, aka Apulo, sent me a parts kit for the Cynthia. So that's what I was printing the other day. There's a bag of screws and stuff over here. So I was wondering if you guys, I don't want to like shoot an edited video, but I was wondering if you guys would like to have like a live stream where I'm building it. So I'm gonna have to clean up the prints, you know, get all the stuff put together. I'm gonna watch their assembly guide and then go from there. Hey dogs, can we not? Hey, go lay down now. Yeah. If you're wondering why I sound so stern with my dogs, is because if you talk to them nice, they don't listen. Yeah. You can't be like, oh, Remo, can you go please lay down? No, you got to yell at him like look at, I talked like a baby talk. He gets excited. Comment, go lay down. Dear God. Yeah, if you baby talk around comment, he's like, oh my God, that's me. Oh my. All right, so yes, answer questions. So yeah, post your questions. One other thing, we are now shipping out with the new USPS Ground Advantage. It's basically like first class mail. I think it's replacing first class package service because I don't even see that as an option anymore in any of our shipping systems. And it's the same price as the old first class mail. The difference is they actually support over £1 now, so it's a slightly cheaper version of priority mail. So basically we're able to ship out with that now too, and apparently it's got better tracking than first class, so we'll see. Let us know if you guys have heard of this. It just showed up one day. We just started shipping orders one day and we're like, what is this? And speak of the devil, USPS is here, but thank God Krista is in the shop to give them the packages. I'm just gonna let her know there are 2 bags, so give me 1 second here. That there should be 2 bags. Hang on, let me call her really quick. Or I'm gonna text her here. There should be 2 bags total for today. Did she find the other one? Did she? Yep, she got it. Okay. There we go. So there's all you guys' orders going out. All right. So last before I answer the questions, is I just want to give a little plug to our new product we just launched about a week ago. We are bed cement. So if you guys are looking for an alternative to Vision Miner, that is a hell of a lot easier to put on. This is my personal bottle that I've been using for a couple weeks now. You literally just put this on the bed and dab it. and there's no brushes. So, and this is also only 13 bucks for a 50 milliliter bottle compared to Vision Miner, which is like 20 to 25. We will have 100 ml bottles in. I'm waiting on the bottles. And if it goes out of stock, we typically restock pretty quickly because I do get the 50 milliliter bottles from a local supplier. I'm just ordering them in batches and basically ordering them on demand-ish, so we can just keep up with it. So anyways, I'm going to jump into the questions here. And the first one here is from SwallowPad, and it is not a printer question. He said, open source home security, but is open source home security a thing using Tasmota? So you can, but Tasmota itself isn't going to be like the thing to use. Basically, Tasmota would go on the devices and it would integrate with something like the Home Assistant, and then with a combination of automations, routines, and devices, door sensor, window sensors, a virtual alarm. You can then make it so like you can put the system in an alarm state, and then if an alarm state, you can have it sound off a siren or a signal inside your dwelling, or send you a text message, or both. But yes, you can use Tasmota, you can combine it with Z-Wave, you can combine it with Zigbee, whatever talks to Home Assistant. So we actually use Home Assistant for my home security and for our shop security. So, and the nice thing is it's all local. So even if my internet's down, unlike something like SmartThings, which requires an active internet connection, it will work and fire off all the local stuff. So I have sirens in the house and the shop, and they will go off. I really like it. So if you haven't checked out Home Assistant, you guys want to get into home automation, I'm a huge home automation guy, which is why we sell things like the bulbs on top of the smart plugs. Smart plugs make sense. They're for the printers. The bulbs are just more kind of a fun thing. So if you guys are not aware and you guys are a home automation person and you want a open source friendly light bulb, we do carry 9-watt RGBW bulbs in our shop. They're under the Easy Home devices section on our website, or you can just type Easy Bulb, all one word, Easy BULB, and they're under $10 for a bulb, and they're awesome. So, all right. So SwallowPad is also the second question. Said, how can we pre-order that 5th driver thing for the Easy Board? I have an Easy Board Lite 1.1, but I'll happily buy a new V2 for just that. The sad part is we only got like 10 people that were interested in it, so it's not something it's worth me working on. That's the thing. So like the reality is the amount of time that it would take for me to actually make it happen, even if I were to document a DIY thing, I wouldn't be able to recoup my time spent in terms of the product getting sold. So right now, unless we get, at least, I want to say at least 50 people committed to buy it, we have maybe 10 at this point. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's just not worth my time. I'm just being honest with you guys. It doesn't make sense for me to spend, 10, 20, 30 hours, however long it's going to take to refine the product, get it all documented, do all the testing and whatnot if nobody's going to buy it. And basically 10 to 20 people, that may as well be nobody buying it. So, but if you do want a good board that has multiple drivers, we do carry the MKS Monster 8 V2. That's an 8-driver board, 3 fan outputs, 3 hot end outputs, a heated bed output. That's a really good board for the money. They're built pretty well. They aren't as heavily built as our Easy boards, but they are good enough for me to be comfortable enough selling it, knowing that I've had good luck with MKS boards over the years. So. Tommy says, can you tell me why my filament breaks 5 minutes in after a print job is done? I'm using coax. So in general, and I'm assuming you're probably printing with PLA, if the filament is breaking after it's just sitting there, not moving, it's because it's picking up moisture. You can try drying it. That will usually clear it up. So if you live in a warmer climate where the humidity is higher, or if the roll has just been sitting out for a long time, I've had all sorts of brands of rolls go brittle on me after just sitting out. And typically it's just a small section. I'll unroll it and get the brittle part out and feed it in. But it definitely has to do with it sitting and not moving and just soaking up moisture. So you can try drying it, but basically it's because it's been sitting out. So if you want to avoid filament of any brand, and PLA is the one I've had the most issues with cracking, you want to keep it in a bag with desiccant. Don't leave it on the printer if you're not going to be printing through the roll. The reason why we don't have issues with filament cracking in our print farm ever is because we run through the rolls before they have a chance to sit there long enough and collect the moisture. So, and if you guys do want, if you guys are looking for a like a storage bag system, we do actually carry one. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's a relatively new product we added. It's $13 for 10 bags, desk and packets, ceiling clips, and a pump and everything. Check those out. And we also sell, if you need more bags, we sell the bags separately for $1.49 a piece. So check that out. That's what I would recommend if you're having issues with filament getting brittle. Put it into a storage bag. So definitely can recommend that. They're made to actually fit a you know, a roll of filament and then seal up. It's got a one-way valve on there that you can use the included pump to suck the air out. So, all right, Travis, guys, let me know if you still want the S07. Yeah, I do. I just got to figure out whether I'm going to come up by you or you come down by me. I know you want to do some work on your truck, so I'm still down as long as we can schedule it. My garage is clean now, so... Makerspace AU says, I know you're not a fan of Clipper Boron, but I'd love to hear your take on it just from a technological point of view, ignoring the toxic community. So the reason why I will not build a Voron or do a ton of Clipper stuff is because of their toxic communities. Specifically, the Voron community is very toxic. It's full of neckbeards, which is a shame because I do think it is a good printer. Do I think it's worth the, you know, 12 plus, maybe even 18 hours of assembly time? For me, no. For somebody else that wants that type of project, they're cool printers. You know, but I've also talked to a lot of people who are pretty technically inclined that have a lot of time or have a hard time dialing everything in. Like they need to be built perfect in order to run reliably. But once they are, if you're good at building them and you can get everything done, they've been really good printers from what I've heard. I don't own one. I have no interest in building one just because of, you know, not promoting a community of people that has been historically toxic and unfriendly to newcomers. You know, the big thing I have is I'm not going to do them any sort of, you know, positive lip service by showing off a printer doing a build when their community is full of people that just don't know how to treat others like humans. So, you know, the Clipper community is pretty bad too. But you know, it's not as bad as it used to. So they've actually been fixing things. But the Voron community, like even just from customers of ours that I've talked to that have, you know, built Vorons, have had the common theme has been whenever they, you know, if they built the printer, they spent over $1,000 on the printer parts. That's another thing. The cost of the printer is insane for something you have to then pour, you know, 12 plus hours of time into. Like that is, you know, if it was like $500 in parts, fine. But I'd rather put the time into upgrading a Chinese printer because it'll be cheaper and it'll take less time, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just, I'm not going to, unless they get their act together and get rid of the people that are just being toxic, you know, I'm not going to do anything. And I'm going to keep saying that until they change stuff. And it doesn't help that, you know, I do lurk in their Discord server. And you just have people talking shit about us, saying we're a horrible company, saying that, you know, we sell crap products and we don't support our stuff, when we all know it's a damn lie. You can look at our reviews. So it's just a bunch of angry neckbeards that are getting pissed out for being called out for being angry, stupid neckbeards. So, which is a shame because it taints the whole project. So... yeah, maybe they'll get their act together. I know the Clipper communities used to be really bad and they have gotten better. I still see a lot of animosity and just unfriendliness towards people looking for help. Basically, instead of actually helping them, the people will just be there, read the fucking manual. And it's like, guys, you know, I see people in there like, I'm asking for help because I have no idea what's wrong because I've read what you guys have and I still can't figure out the issue. So, you know, it's a very complicated machine. So, you know, it's something. Yeah, I keep my neck shaved. See? No neck beards here. Should have like a little logo, no neck beard zone. But yeah. All right, so Dragon said, I recently got my EasyFS. I recently got the EasyABL for my SUS6. I'm having a hard time getting the sensor calibrated because the adjustment screw is being covered by the mount. Is there a different mount you should be using? No, that is the mount, and unfortunately some mounts cover up the adjustment on the sensor. So what you're going to want to do is basically just hold the sensor in the mount at the position, check it, like literally, I don't know if I should have a sensor sitting around here somewhere. And this is in the directions. I'm not trying to be a smart ass. In the directions, if you read the directions, we tell you to hold, basically you're going to hold it, put it down into the mount where it's going to be mounted, see if it detects the bed. If it does, then you're going to need to back it off until it doesn't. You're just basically going to do the calibration step. The only difference is you're just moving it to get access to the screw. So we are working on a different sensor that'll have a top adjustment to get around that, but unfortunately right now that's just the reality of some of the mounts. The thing is that we have to put the mounting ring in certain spots on the actual ABL mounts because of either screw positionings or because of strength reasons. So if we put, you know, the mount at the very bottom on a long print, it's not going to be very structurally rigid. So we try to put the sensor rings when we're designing the mounts in the best location. We try to account for the side adjustment, but we can't in all cases. But you can just hold it in place. It doesn't need to be exactly 4 millimeters. It can be in the 4 to 5 millimeter range, and you can test the sensor accuracy by running the M48 test. So at the end of the day, if your M48 test is coming back under 0.01 millimeters of accuracy, and the sensor is triggering before your nozzle hits the bed, basically there's clearance between the bed, between the nozzle and the bed when the sensor triggers, that's what you're looking for. So accuracy and making sure your nozzle isn't hitting the bed before the sensor triggers. So that's what we want to see, is because the sensor needs to detect the bed while the nozzle's still off of it, so you're not poking holes in your bed. So that's the whole reason of like the distances we quote in our installation guides and the process of getting the sensor set up. Mir said, I've been struggling with printing wood filament. Those are a pain. Saying to my print bed, not expecting a guarantee, but you think the bed cement will help me out? Yeah, I've tested it on wood filaments. It works fine. Just make sure to use the correct temperatures. Another thing too, I've seen a lot of people using incorrect bed temperatures. So on wood PLAs, I typically will start at 60, but I have some that require 60 plus. So like 70 or even 80. I'm assuming it's because of the fill that's in there that makes it behave a little bit different than standard PLA. But yeah, definitely, I would give it a shot. We use it on everything. We use it on PLA, we use it on ABS, PETG. Basically, this has replaced our Vision Miner in our print farm, and it's on every single one of my machines now. So I'm going to ask you guys a question and give you guys an opportunity to ask more questions, because I only got a couple more questions in here, and we're only 23 minutes into this 1 hour stream. So I do have a question for you guys. Oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. We were talking about okay, well, I guess not. I just totally lost my train of thought there. I was looking in the chat and it reminded me of something. Okay, we'll see if it comes back to me. Anyways, we're just gonna move on to the next question. So we do have time for more questions if you guys want to put them in there. All right, I'll see if I can remember what I was gonna say. All right. Backwoods Tinkerer says, speaking of home assistant, what do you recommend for something like a siren? So AOTech, AEO-TEC, if you're a Z-Wave guy, they make good sirens. In the house, I had a siren that came with the house, and that was wired into the old alarm system, and it's just a 12-volt siren. So you could DIY something in terms of an ESP plus a MOSFET and a 12-volt siren, or 24 or whatever, and turn that on and off, and basically it'll show up as a switch. That's what I use. So in the shop, we didn't have a siren, so I have a Z-Wave one, and it's very loud. It's like ear-piercingly loud. We actually technically have two now, because I put a doorbell button. I got the new AOTech Doorbell 6 to put out there, so when the carriers show up, if nobody's in the shop, because sometimes there's not people in the shop when they come by, because they've been coming by later and later, it will ping me in the house, and it also came with a siren, so it chimes inside the shop. It also sends a command over MQTT to my home system here, and then it rings on all my Google Homes, so I know that somebody's there. There's also a big sign that says, ring bell for service, that USPS somehow missed. Like, even though I told them, hey, we might not always have somebody in the shop anymore, let us know, like, there's somebody here in the house. The shop's 150 feet from my house. I will come out and open the door. and give you the packages. I see a Pulo. That was a good thing. I totally forgot to show off. Where the hell is it? Did somebody walk off with it? Oh my God, I have one in here. No. Where did it go? Here it is. I was using it. So, I don't know if you guys saw, but Apulo is actually the one who designed these and had these made. I bought them off of him. So, these are our new rulers that he made, and they're freaking cool. So, it's based off of, I think it was a Voron design, he said. Some guy in one of the Voron groups made this, and it's an open source design. So, he was like, I'm going to put your logo on it and get these made. And I like this because we got Ohm's Law over here. We got different screw sizes. The wire size, I might change if I decide to. I might change it for like solid or stranded wire. Although that might be hard because some stranded wires are different cross section diameters. But solid wire gauge size. This is something I'll probably use quite frequently. The Raspberry Pi GPIO pinouts, and then we got tray Swiss for PCBs, and then on the back we got like SMD component sizes. And then the wire size and screw sizes. So these are like $5 on the shop. These are really cool. And I used to have a PCB ruler. I can't remember where I got it from. And I used it all the time. I actually did check to make sure that these little markings for the millimeters are correct. And they are. They're accurate as hell. So yeah, if you guys want to check these out, they're in the shop. I'll post a link in the description. And we have 70 something of them. And we probably will reorder them. I think it's kind of a cool thing to keep in. It's a good little cart stuffer, you know, if you're trying to get over that free shipping one. So yeah, they're pretty cool. So there you go. I have them here. Let's see, how tall is my head? Let's find out. Where are we at? Right here? Like 8.5? Yeah, 8.5. I like the color too. It goes with our brand, blue. So this is actually mine. This is one I'm keeping on my desk because I actually have used it multiple times already. Because, yeah, the calipers are nice, but if I just need a quick measurement, it's like, okay, how long is this? All right, this one is, we're at like 53 millimeters. You know, it's nice to be able to measure things. All right, that's enough of that little side tangent. Let's see here. Makerspace AU says Home Assistant plus WLED plus ESP Home plus Tasmota plus Node-RED, absolutely killer combo. I use all of those things, literally all of them. I use WLED, I use ESP Home, I use Tasmota, and I use Node-RED. I hate Home Assistant's automations. I love the visual flows, way better. So. Musin's asking about the 0G mod for the Ender 5. They're awesome, and Tor and I are working on getting that into our shop right now. He's been running them. But right now, we are working on getting the firmware rollout done, which I made mention, I think, a week or two ago. We're going to be moving to a paid model and bundled model for our firmware for all configs, even stock boards. So for the last, I don't know, 6-7 months, the Unify 2 firmware was paid for just aftermarket boards. Our Easy board will always be free as a thank you to our customers for supporting us. But for the stock boards and for aftermarket boards, those will all become a paid model. So we're doing 3 months for $5 and then a year for 15. And then you can also add on technical support. So if you want help, including compiling the firmware for you, if for some reason you can't get it going, you can add that on when you get the firmware. Now, what we're going to be doing is including it, so you can select firmware, is including it when you purchase a product that needs it. So for example, if you buy our Easy ABL kits, you'll get one free firmware of your selection with the Easy ABL kit. If you buy an LCD kit like the SV06 or the SV06 Plus, you'll get the firmware from us bundle with that, but you can also purchase it separately. So basically you get a free 3-month complimentary subscription to that firmware for whatever printer you select or whatever it comes with, you know, like Ender 5 LCD kit, you'll get the Ender 5 stock firmware with it. That kind of stuff. Or like if you have an aftermarket board. So the way I have it set up is like, let's say you have an Ender 5 Plus and you're going to Easy board, you don't care about the stock board, you'll be able to select or not the easy board, but like you're going to like the V427. You could select the 427 firmware instead of the stock board firmware, so you can do it. But the reality is the firmware takes up a ton of my time. It is something that is constantly taking up time, and any time taken up is taken away from either customer time or taken away from company time. So it has to be something that we either need to incentivize people purchasing our products, which then goes to funding firmware development, or purchasing the firmware directly. So just looking for something that's a little more sustainable. We are contributing to the Marlin project as well. We are committing a minimum of $100 a month to them, and that's on an auto subscription. So we are giving back financially to the project that our firmware rides on. So, but yeah, we'll make an official announcement once it's done. If you guys notice on the Unified Firmware product page on our store, there's some new icons, there's some new firmware showing up. I have a whole list on my OneNote here of all the pages I have to create. So I'm going through creating all the pages, getting all the firmwares done. And yeah, so I'm hoping to have that rolled out by the end of the week. And what we're going to do is so that everybody who has bought something recently or whenever, we're not going to limit it to any, particular date range. We're just going to have a week where you guys can put a coupon code in and you guys can get a free firmware subscription for 3 months, get a firmware subscription for 3 months or $5 off the 1-year subscription. So basically I'll set up a coupon code that will work on any of the firmwares, and it will be basically $5 off, which then you can get the 3 months for free, or you can take $5 off the 1 year. So, the thing is, I'm sure you guys will be shocked, but myself and our technical guys, like Tor and our other staff, like we actually have to get paid. This is our livelihood. So, when we were selling a lot more product, everybody knows the economy slowed down. We were able to absorb that cost because, of selling the products. Basically, our product sales subsidize it. But since that slowed down, we got to do something different. Otherwise, there won't be any time being able to be spent on the firmware. So, all right. And if you guys do want to directly support Marlin, because Scott's an awesome guy, he does have a Patreon and PayPal, and I'm gonna plug this because even if you guys can only do like a 1 month thing, toss Scott some money, because think of how many printers would not be running without Marlin. Like, we know Clipper is getting popularity, but the reality is the majority of the printers on the market are still shipping with and are still running with Marlin. And not a lot of these companies that rely on their firmware are actually giving him money. So I think Creality and Big Tree Tech are giving them money, which is awesome. But a lot of these other companies are not. So we're giving them money every single month. Also, Scott has basically a blank check. If he wants anything from our store, whether it be filament, whether it be products, we send him whatever he wants. And he's actually been not very picky. So Scott, I know you catch our live streams. If you want something, including filament, let me know. I'd be glad to give you free shit. So... All right. So yeah, if you guys can spare a couple bucks, toss Scott some money. I'm gonna post it in the chat again. There you go. He's got all sorts of stuff. Let's see. He's got PayPal, GitHub sponsors, Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, GoFundMe, and Flatter. So no shortness of ways to give the man money, and he's an awesome dude. Like I love Scott. Even if he didn't write the firmware, him and I would probably be still good friends. Because he's an awesome dude. I love shooting the shit with him. Justin Abel said, shut up a practical print in Discord in live streams. You're like the first person in a while, can't talk today apparently, to actually use the live stream channel. Yeah, 614 was the last one, and that was Kyle. Okay, this looks fucking awesome. Look at this. This is some nerd shit right here. Okay. I dig that. Ah, okay. Is this 3D printed too? It looks like this might be 3D printed. Parts of it? No. Or is it just a stand? It looks like a stand. Look, yeah, it looks like the stand is. I was like, man, is that Saber 3D printed? No, just the stand. Hey, that's great. How many of you guys saw the helmet hangers I just did a quick video on? Okay, yeah, the stand is. Dominic says, I still have a bottle, half a bottle of Vision Rail. Can I buy a bed cement bottle from you? We're not selling the bottles separately. It's too much of a pain in the ass. Just get a bottle. The sad part is, I have this much of my Vision Miner left. And like, I'm probably gonna, when this is empty, I'm probably gonna pop the cap off. Now these are hard to get out, so I'm gonna wait till this is empty. But these like pressure fit in here, they're a pain to put in. I'm literally making all these by hand. But I'm gonna see if I can get this out without damaging it, so I can actually reuse this bottle and use this up, because you know Vision Miner works. It's just damn expensive, and I hate their bottle. So, and also for you guys that are, you know, are vapors, I used to vape. I don't anymore, but our bottles look nothing like vape juice bottles. I have not personally vaped it. I've almost filled my tank up with it when I used to vape. But I have friends who vape or used to vape, and they also use Vision Miner, and they use drippers. So, yeah, it doesn't taste good. It's not vape juice. What's my opinion on an Anycubic Cobra 2? I will not touch any of the new Anycubic Cobras because their control boards are absolute shit. Why are they shit? Because you cannot update the firmware on them. They have technically released the source code, but no one can compile it because it's using some weird knockoff processor. That's why you haven't seen any of the new Anycubic printers on here, is because them being cheap asses, they refuse to purchase processors from reputable companies like STM, or hell, I'll even take a Gigadevice chip at this point over the damn HC32s. Isn't that wild? I will take a knockoff Gigadevice, you know, a knockoff of STM over the HC32 China chips that nobody has any support for. Yeah. So basically, I've heard they're decent printers, but you can't do anything to them. So if you need to change something, you want to upgrade it, anything that needs firmware, good luck. Yeah. So... Mike, does the ruler have a hole so I can hang it on the wall? I mean, you could use the wire hole. Do you see the wire gauge holes here? But that is a good idea. I kind of want to make like a V2 ruler, but that would require me to have free time. We'll see. Send me some ideas what you'd like to see in a V2 of the ruler, because these are fun. It's something that like I can have made. Obviously, like aside from looking at them, make sure they came out okay. Like there's no QC on these, you know. It's just a functional thing. So 18-inch ruler. I know you, dog. I know this will work. This is plenty of length for you. Okay. You don't need 18 inches. Stop trying to impress people. Okay. All right. Swallow pad. Is there anything anywhere you can buy Marlin swag? 18 millimeter ruler. Scott, you're a mod. Do you have a link for Marlin swag? So John Mack, which I think I saw in here. I can't remember. I know he's here. John Mack made this hat. I actually traded a filament roll for this at one of the, I think it was at Murph last year. I mean, Scott, if you don't have a merch swag, I would be glad to put some in our shop and then give you a cut of the proceeds of any Marlin merch we sold. I don't know. I thought you had merch at some point. I don't know if you still have merch. Do you guys have Marlin merch? If not, I should get some Marlin merch and then like just donate the profits to you. Because I would love to have some cool Marlin shirts. I'm waiting to see. I know there's a... I know there's a delay here. All right. Musin's asking about the 0G kit. So I have no idea on the price, but we did. I got to ping Hector over at Fabrico. If you're wanting to get one now, you can check out Fabrico. But for the record, like they just sell the parts, so there is good documentation for that kit. But when we are going to sell them, I'm going to have a full video, which is why it's taking so long. Full video of the build from start to finish, as well as our own documentation. Right now, the Mercury 1 stuff is very DIY, and there's no technical support. So when we come out with ours, I don't know if we'll have it. So it's a DIY kit, meaning warranty only on the parts, which is what a lot of these Voron and what Mercury 1 vendors do. I don't know if you guys know this, but basically when you buy Voron kits and stuff, the majority of the companies, unless there's something physically wrong with the part, there's no support. You're going in Discord. So, yeah. But we like to do things differently. Scott's got merch on Teespring, about due to make some new designs. I would love to have them in here. I mean, I'll ping you later because I wouldn't mind having these in our store as well. I mean, we use a fulfillment service just like Teespring. But yeah, the more the better. I love, okay, so this is my favorite Marlin logo, and I have stickers of these. Can we order stickers on here, Scott? I don't see stickers, but I would love some Marlin stickers because, like, I'm just gonna plug it. Like this logo, this like vaporwavy Marlin logo, I love it. Like it's just so cool. Marlin keeps it moving. I like that. See, I wasn't even aware of this. This is awesome. So I'm gonna have to bug you. All right. Thoughts about adding a sale tab to your store would be helpful when close to free shipping. I'm about to blow your mind. Unless the page doesn't work. Just watching how it works. I'm on our store. On the left side here. Now let's see. Does this page still work? I haven't checked it in a bit. It's thinking. Yep. It still works. So stuff that's on sale shows up on here. There are some bundles and stuff on here, but they technically show up on sale because of how the system works. Also, so I still love Vision Miner. It's good stuff. It's just expensive. But if you guys do want to pick up some Vision Miner, we do still have 7 bottles of the 120 mil, and I have them discounted for basically what our cost is. So if you guys are Vision Miner whores and you're like, I'm not buying TH3D's bed cement, I'm going to stick with Vision Miner. Well, we still have some Vision Miner left. So, and it's at a good price. But we also have our bed cement here, and the 100 mils are out of stock, but these are correct prices. So basically when we get the 100 mil bottles, it will only be $25 for 100 mils. So, but again, we have Vision Miner. Once that's gone, we're not going to be roaring because we're going to use our own stuff. The stickers are at the top of the front swag page linked above. Oh, accessories. Okay. How big is this sticker? 6 mil delivery detail. Oh, you can get them size guide outdoor. So it's like 5x5. That's a pretty big sticker. I'd like to get some tiny ones to just stick all over printers. Can we get a Marlin inside sticker? I thought I saw one. I'm going to feel dumb because I feel like I saw one like that. Is there one on here? Yeah, there is a Marlin inside one. I have those. I have a couple of those on some of my printers too. Like Intel inside, Marlin inside. I dig it. All right. Yeah, I turned. Is it hard to set up input shaping on the SV06 Plus? Nope. Just watch the video. I did it. That's the printer I did the input shaping video on. We have a video for input shaping. It's on the channel. Kali, when are you doing a video on your home assistant setup? I can show some stuff towards the end here. We are running low on questions. You guys want to see some of my automations and stuff? I can show you that. Justin Ibel, will you also provide the printer parts for the Merc ones? Yes. We will be selling the full kits with the hardware. We're going to be getting the hardware. We're partnering up with Fabrico for the hardware, but then we're also going to be doing all the printed parts. So I think the plan is we're going to have like black will be the standard color, and then there'll be a small upcharge for like different colors. And then obviously we'll be printing those on demand. So it'll probably take a couple days for those to ship because the order will come in. We'll have to physically load a printer up with whatever color that is and then print it. So 3D Experiment says, are there other 128/64 displays that are universally compatible like Crealities but with better quality screens? Not really. I mean, Crealities 128/64s are fine. All the 128/64s basically use the same ones. The only other one, which I don't know if I have one, yeah, I do. It's right here. So I wanted to really like these. This is a big tree tech screen. And I don't know if I just got a crappy one on my first one I got, but it did kill one of my control boards, like my easy board when I was testing it. So I'm a bit hesitant to use these. I think they have a new version out. I might order one and try it. But these have a 12864 emulation mode. The touchscreen side of it, I don't like, but they do have the source code, so you could modify it. But it's a pain. But for just a 12864 that you can change the colors on, they're fun to mess with. But again, I'm a little apprehensive because I literally had one of those, like I had it on my bench, hooked up to the USB to power, so powering the board through USB. I literally just picked up the screen and the board and moved it, and all of a sudden the screen shut off, and then my board wouldn't boot anymore, and the processor got hot. So something shorted out. Yeah. Oh, the Ender. Oh, it was the S. Okay. I was thinking, oh, you know why? Because I did an input shaping test on the SV06 Plus on a live stream. That's what I was thinking of. But it's the same. It is the same process on every single printer. So every single printer. So input shaping, the process is the same on every printer. I've actually got input shaping on this one, my Ender 6, my Ender 3 Pro, and my Ziltech Gear V2. Those are all running input shaping now. I've actually been updating my firmware to have input shaping on all of them. So does Podog says, does the Easy ABL work with a Garolite plate? Yes, it does. It will actually detect the plate. Unlike inductive probes that will not detect the plate, ours will actually detect the plate. It'll detect Garolite, it'll detect glass, it'll detect metal. Basically, I tell people any surface you print on, it will detect. If it is a physical surface, it'll detect it, which is one thing ours does that a lot of these sensors, like on the SV06, those stock sensors, you put a glass plate on there or a Garolite plate, it will not detect them because they're inductive types. I'm going to post a link to that TFT. I'm going to see if they have a new one. They do. They have a 3.01. So if you guys want to check it out, let me know how it works. It could be good. It could be bad. I mean, I have two of them. I had one that killed the board, and then it also wouldn't power up. I sent it back to Amazon. I got another one. And it's been fine, so I think I just got a bunk unit. And from actually talking to Luke over at Big Tree Tech at Murph, he said that he's been working with them to get their quality up. I'm hoping that's the case because I would like to print some of their. I would like, or not to print. I would like to carry some of their stuff. And this is what I mean here. So like the screen, it has a 12864 mode and like a Marlin mode. They call that Marlin mode versus touch mode. The touch mode is just kind of awful. But you can use it in just the 12864 mode. So, which is, I have it on a test printer and I'll use it for testing the serial communications. But I'm not a fan of it. So, and yeah, okay. That's a little, yep. Who knows? Maybe the person messed it up. I'm trying to find, this person's an idiot that didn't read the directions because even I know it's this header. And that's the wrong plug. They literally give you a cable. Okay. There's so many stupid people. Okay. All right. Marty Jordank says, abundant order, and I'm trying to figure out how to use it on a direct drive. Stuck figuring out if fan ducts to use in a heated enclosure. Any suggestions? It's a fully custom Ender 5 Plus CPAP hose, question mark. Nope. It depends on it. Okay, doing a remote hose, I've seen people do compressed air, like little air compressors, like aquarium pumps, that kind of thing. But if it's going to be under, if your temperatures are going to be under 70, 80 degrees Celsius, you can still put fans in there. Like our fans, we've tested up to 70, 80. Like I have customers that have heated chambers and they've done fine in there. And that's what our manufacturer told us is like ADC ambient is like the highest they recommend for the fans that we sell. But if it's going higher than that, then yeah, you'd probably want to look at like a remote line, whether that's like I'd probably do like metal towards the nozzle and then have like a flexi hose. I would not use a CPAP one, but you're probably better off using like a compressed air so you can keep the hose diameter small. I see a lot of people doing, I think Bird Air is one of them, BERDAIR. It's a remote mount and it feeds it through a tube. So I haven't looked at that, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. 3 Experience says, when calibrating E-steps, do you test while extruding through a heated nozzle or without nozzle? I've seen both recommended. So you can do either or. Obviously, running it through a nozzle, you're going to be using the filament up. Whatever. The only problem is if you tell it to go too fast, you're going to under extrude because the extruder can't physically push it through there. So if you can, especially on a Bowden setup, it's really easy to just extrude it through the extruder, pull the tube and mark it and then measure it. That's usually what I do. But for direct drive ones, I'll usually mark 100 millimeters from the top of the extruder and then tell it to extrude. And then basically I want to see that line get right down to where the starting point was. And if it doesn't, then I can measure what's left, subtract that from 100 and then figure out where to go from there. In terms of the E-steps. And we do have an E-step calculator. That's actually the #2 visited page on our website as our E-step calculator. And I'm pretty sure it's like either #1 or 2 in the search rankings on Google. Let's see. E-step. Here, I'm going to go here. And I'm signed in as an incognito window, so it's not going to skew. Look at that. #1, baby. The funny thing is, one of the people on this page pissed me off, and that's why I made the E-step calculator, because I told him I was going to make it. I was going to make it better, and I was going to take over the #1 spot. And that's what I did. Get wrecked. Oh, all right. No more questions. I'm going to give you guys a little tour of some of the home automation stuff. Who wants to see some of the home automation stuff? Stuff like that is what got me into printing, because I designed circuit boards and projects and I needed enclosures to put them in. So I got into 3D printing and now I have a 3D printing company and we're damn good at it. Jay Trower said, my wife laughed a little too hard at your drug versus printer addiction is short. Should I be concerned? Someone actually took that seriously. Like I reused a TikTok soundbite and I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke. Like what? I'm joking around. I don't have a drug problem. Less caffeine. I got a caffeine problem, man. Just need my caffeine. I got my amino energy. I got electrolytes, okay? It's got what plants crave. All right. I have a Red Bull subscription. Of course you do. You know what's great? I've noticed that when I send my team out boxes of caffeinated things, the productivity goes up. Just an interesting thing I've noticed. Tora saw your picture of the guy there was some guy, he in his, I don't know how, but in his city name, it just said not Hispanic or Latino. Like his browser auto-filled that some reason. I don't know why it's so funny to me. There was also a guy who had a last name of Pease. His last name was Pease, and I'm 5 years old, so I thought that was funny. Imagine the productivity if I gave out 8 balls. Is that the Hunter Biden program? Dear God, I told people I have ADHD, and stimulants plus ADHD is a very happy brain. So I will never try stuff like that, because I will probably like it too much and then end up with an actual drug problem. Give me 1 second here. Are you sure, David? I don't think the name was David. I think it was something else. I think it was like Richard. I shit you not. I think the guy's name was Richard. Because it was, I was like, who with the last name Pease would name their kid Richard? Because what is short? What is a slang term for Richard in the English language? I'm gonna check. Let's see. Misty said, look it up. I'm in Filaments Anonymous, 70 Spools, and Toolaholics Anonymous. Way more cordless power tools than I should have. I just started, actually, speaking of power tools, I just started printing. I got to take the sports off, but these are pegboard hangers for my Milwaukee stuff. I'm probably a tough guy after growing up with that name. Let me see. I'm searching it. Sure as shit. David, I'm not complaining that you spend a lot of money with us, but you have a lot of orders. Yeah, David Pease. I mean, that's mildly amusing, but it's not as amusing as Richard Pease. I don't remember where that came up. I think we were talking about names or something, because we get some names that are just like off the wall. It's like, why would somebody do this to their child? Mike Hunt? Yeah, there's a buddy of mine. He's in the UK. His name is Michael Hunt, and he goes by Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt. See the problem there? Richard Liquor. Oh my God, we're all like 5 years old. All right, well, I'm gonna give you like the 5-cent tour of my my Home Assistant, and then we're gonna wrap it up. How's that? I'm just closing out my billions of windows here. Oh, and Windows 11 wants to update. Thanks, Windows 11. Yeah, let's do it while I'm You do not, Tech Dad. Richard said, or David says, I like buying from TH3D. Well, we like having you as a customer. Richard Cheese. That's probably worse than Richard Pease. You do not know Tech Dad says. I'm not even going to say that. I feel like I'll get demonetized or something. That is unfortunate. You guys look at the chat, Tech Dad. That is unfortunate. All right, 10-cent tour. Okay, so this is my home automation panel. I need to work on, so this is called Lovelace, and I'll make this a little bigger since I am on a 1440p screen. So Lovelace is like Home Assistant's front end, okay? And you have like different views. So I have up at the top here, you can see I have like the notes here. So shop, you got like all my door and window sensors. So if we ever have kids, good luck trying to sneak out in the middle of the night. There's literally sensors on every single one. And I just realized one of mine is open. Garage rear window. I think it's that one. I wonder if the battery's low on that. Hang on, let me go cycle that and see if it comes back. That's the side window. Yep. That battery's dead in the window one, so I will replace that in the sensor. That's not bad. That must have just died. Anyways, so those are Z-Wave sensors. So I got door and window sensors. Some of these are mix of ESP home devices. Some of these are Z-Wave devices. But the nice thing is Home Assistant can bring all of your different devices into one panel. So it doesn't matter what it is. If it works with Home Assistant, they can all work together, okay? So, you know, for example, like I've got everything here from like, you know, my UPS, to my litter boxes, to my cameras, MQTT devices. You can see Z-Wave. I've got a lot of Z-Wave devices. I've got a lot of Tasmota devices. You can see here, I have quite a bit of Easy Bulbs actually in service here. So I have some from other vendors, but you see most of my Tasmota devices are my own devices that we sell. So yeah, I mean, just to give you guys an idea here, these are all of my entities in Home Assistant. I'm going to just grab this because here's all of my entities. These are all the devices and their entities in Home Assistant. So yeah, so this is, I don't know if I can show this without confidential information being shown. So let me check here. I do use secrets. So, anyways, so like this is the ESP Home config for my power monitor. So these are all my ESP Home devices. You can see they're all online and they're all up to date. My favorite one that I did is probably my power monitoring system here. Let me get rid of my head here so you guys can actually see everything. There we go. This is my power monitoring system, so we can actually see, you know, current usage. I think the power must have flashed because unfortunately the ESP32 resets its usage at a certain point. So it must have flashed at some point. I didn't notice. Oh, you know what? No, it was. I installed an update. That's what happened. So it lost the historical data. So right now I can see exactly what we're pulling. I can actually see what our shop is pulling. So you can see here, like when people started getting here for the day, we started printers up. You can see it rising, rising, rising. And then it'll start falling off as the printers are not used anymore. So you can see here historical data. So here's yesterday. You can see here, started going up, printer started, and then all of a sudden print jobs start finishing, and then it goes back down. We have historical data for that, which is really cool. So I can see what the shop's pulling. I can see what my sub panel for my garage is pulling. This is the server rack. So if you guys use like our easy firmware, or using our ticket system, that actually is hosted here in-house. So you can actually see, I can see exactly how much current my server's pulling. I have my total amp draw. So right now, at this point in time, as of 2 seconds ago, I am pulling 46 amps through the main lines right now. So, and this is across both phases. You can see here, I have both phases monitored. So you can see I'm pulling 20.9 amps on the phase 1, and then I'm pulling 25.38 on phase 2. And then basically this is a virtual sensor that adds those two phases together for our total power draw. Same thing for the shop. So I have both phases monitored, phase 1 and then phase 2. You can see phase 2 has a little bit less load on it. And then again for my garage panel here, and then there's different circuits here in the garage. So this circuit 2, this is what my my computer's on, which is actually pretty cool. So check this out. So this is I'm going to turn my camera on. So this is a like 300 something watt little little heater, and I'm going to turn this on, and you should see this circuit jump up. It updates every 30 seconds. Look at that, 7.23. Isn't that cool? So, and then I'm gonna leave this on for 30 more seconds because like I said, it updates every 30 seconds. There we go. Maybe it's 15. I can't remember. It's either 15 or 30. But you can see. So 7.2. Now I'm gonna turn this off, and we're gonna wait for the next update, and you should see it pulling less power. Look at that. Isn't that magical? Isn't that cool? So, yeah. Jay Trower says, did you have to change your local subnet setup for all those? So I have a separate VLAN I have a separate VLAN for my what's it called? Why can I not speak? My IoT stuff. So if I go here, this is my topology. So you can see all of our network stuff. So you got to remember my business runs here on the same property. So you see here this house shop here. So I have a UDM Pro here. I got an aggregation switch. You can see here 10 gig, 10 gig, 10 gig between all these. So we got a 10 gig link from the aggregation switch to the basement. I got a 10 gig from the garage to the aggregation switch. And then we have here, so here's my office. So this is the switch I'm on right now. You can see here, Hackbox on port 4. That's the computer I'm streaming from. You can see here, then this feeds a 16 port, which is on my printer rack. That's over to the left there. Apparently, I have a network update. So I'll have to install that later. And then from the garage here, the garage switch, we have the building to building. I don't know why it's not pulling that device up, but this is a 60 gigahertz, 1 gigabit per second link between the house and the shop. And then we go here to a 48 port switch, and then we have an access point out there so we can get Wi-Fi coverage out by our shipping container and like the outdoor break area. So we got a little, literally a switch in a weatherproof box in the tree. I'm not even joking. This is literally a switch in the tree, and this is an access point in the tree. So we have Wi-Fi out by the little lunch table out there. And then we have 2 access points in the building, and then a little switch over by our shipping station, and then this is the print farm switch. So you can see here, this is all the printers. These are all Octoprint setups. So you can see we're using PoE on all these. So these are all of our Octoprint setups. They get power from the network switch here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I have separate VLANs. You can see here, TH3D LAN ports. So I have VLANs set up, and then I have trunks here. So switch uplinks and everything's trunked. So basically, if you plug in physically out there, you can't get to my home network. So the shop network can't get to my home network. Security, have it isolated. So they're all run through the same equipment, but they're isolated. So, all right, so let's look at some other stuff I have in here. So this is just my general panel. This is just gives me at a glance usage at my power. I'll show you this. I'm curious to see what my max was this month. So we're going to go from basically midnight. So it looks like our peak was at like 15,000 watts. So you can see like the cycles of like things going as we fire things up and the day goes on. But anyways, this is my main panel. We got an alarm system here. So like I can put my code in and arm it. I've got an Ecobee thermostat in the house and in the garage. So this is my Ecobee thermostat right now. You can see here. Moving on here, this is the garage. So the door is closed, or my office door is closed. So you can see here. So this is in my garage right now. I can turn the lights on here. And you see the lights will come on. So this is tied in with Blue Iris. I can also like open the garage door. So the garage door is physically opening right now. I can also stop it. And I have this all integrated. There's also a sensor on the garage door here. So you can see it's open and it's closing. These thumbnails here only update every so often to save on bandwidth. But if I click on it, it pulls the live feed. So you can see there. So this is pulling from my Blue Iris feed. So these are some old Amcrest cameras I have. This is the shop. So the shop has its own Home Assistant installed, but I also have the shop's Home Assistant stuff linked up with the house. So basically I can arm and disarm the shop from the house. I can lock and unlock the doors. I can also see the state history. I've got different tabs here. So for my living room here, I have like the lamps. So I have a group of the lamps here. So there's 3 lamps. You can see there, this is a group. So you might be able to see most of them. So there's one underneath the camera here. There's one there and one there. So like if I want to turn this one off, you should see this one turned off there. I can also change the color on this. These are easy bulbs. So I can change the color here. And if we look here, now it's blue. I can set these independently or as a group. So I can just do my little color wheel here. So living room lamp 2, you can see that changed the standing lamp over here. Living room lamp 1, you can go here and put it green. You can see that's green there. Or I can set them all as a group here. So I can set them all to like a pink if I want to. And you can see here all 3 of these turn colors. So this is a group. You can also, these bulbs have a white channel, so I can click set white, and then they'll go back to white. I also have some other stuff. Easy. I have a little scent warmer here that Krista likes. I got my Logitech Harmony integrated with this. So like these, the Cove lights, the fireplace lights, these are Z-Wave, TV room LEDs. These are a WLED device. Never Stop light. This is a little cute thing with Krista and I's song. It's like a little acrylic thing, and I put WLED on there with some NeoPixels. This curio cabinet here with her crystals and stuff in it, this has this is an ESP home device, and it's got 2 dimmable channels, so you can see the white one there. I turned that on, and then I can also dim it. So if I pull it up, you can see it dimmed down, and it might not show up on here, but it also has black lights in it. There you go. Because some of the crystals are actually UV reactive, so I put black lights in there so they react. So let's see, blinds. I have motorized blinds here, so I can actually shut all my blinds remotely. These are cheap little $80 blinds that you can actually see the little battery pack here. I actually am using an Airsoft 2 18650 pack instead of 6 AA's. But these are actually RF 433 megahertz blinds that came with just a remote. I'm using an RM Mini 4 Pro, which has an RF transmitter and receiver in it. I captured the up, down, and stop commands, and then entered them as template entities into Home Assistant. So I can actually open and close and stop the blinds right from Home Assistant. And I get about 3 to 4 months per charge on the batteries, and it takes me like, I don't know, a minute to swap them out. The blinds, you just push on them and they come down. So you can see there, motorized blinds, which is nice. Just a little project. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn these off. You can see here, entity available light.Christmas tree, because it's packed up, and you can see this is, so when we set the Christmas tree up, those entities will pop back in. I also have here, so there's a hallway right there. This is a Z-Wave light. So you can see there, I turned the hallway lights on. My fireplace, the gas is shut off to it right now, but in the winter, we have a gas fireplace. This is also tied in with Tasmota. Bedroom here, no camera in the bedroom. I'm not a creep. And I don't have an OnlyFans, so no reason to have a bedroom in the, or a camera in the bedroom. But you can see here we have we actually have a window unit in there so we can keep it cooler when we sleep. This is running an ESP Home UART adapter that I made. We have different lights in here. So we got nightstand lights, which are Tasmota. These are easy bulbs. We got an overhead light, which is a light and fan controller. An in-wall one that I reflashed. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it works. I probably won't be putting the same one in. And we also have the motorized blinds in the bedroom as well. I also have here, this is an automation. So when this is on, it will open the blinds at 10 a.m. So that way, if I'm, sleeping in late, because I was up late, it kind of forces me to get up. Let's light in, and then at the end of the day, if they're not closed by midnight, it'll auto close them. So, and I also have a quick access here for the hallway light switch. We have for our theater room downstairs, I've got lights down here. So, and I have Z-Wave and Tasmota stuff. So here, I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to bring this over here so you guys can, so this is the blue iris window. So you guys can see stuff happening. So I can turn I got lights over here on this side, away from the screen. So this is like a retro computing area here. We got 2 Windows XP computers. There's a PS2 with a 32-inch CRT. I also have lights for over by the screen here. So you'll see those come on. Those are Z-Wave. So basically I can zone it off. These are also dimmable. So if I go here, you'll see those will dim down, and we have lighting over there. I do have a little freestanding lamp here, so we can have some indirect lighting. It's just kind of nice to have indirect lighting in there. This is running an easy bulb. I also have up lighting here in the corners. So there's one behind, it's going into night mode, but you see behind the subwoofers in the corners, there's, I have easy bulbs in there. And then I also have lights behind the screen itself. So you can see those, and these actually run Hyperion. So right now it's idle because there's nothing playing. And these are RGB, but again, let me turn the main lights on here. Maybe that'll force my camera into day mode. That should be enough to make it go into day mode. There we go. So these lights behind the screen are actually RGB. They're all individually addressable. There's a video showing what this can do on my personal channel. So not only are these individually addressable, or like RGB, you can control them, but if I have something playing, I can actually have Hyperion take the video content that's going to the projector and extend it to the back of the screen. There's 646 neopixels behind that screen. So this is just like the idle one. You can see this is what the Hyperion system's saying versus what it's doing on the screen. So it's pretty cool. That was a long project. That's running on a Raspberry Pi 4. And there's two ESP32s running the screen lights. This is just our basement down here. You can see Krista's printers are integrated here. These are the easy cams on her printers here. You can see this is our little setup. We got the office all wired in. We got our VR headsets in here. I've also got easy bulbs and little freestanding lights in there. We also have overhead lights too as well. That's a Z-Wave switch. What else here? So this is my office in here, so you guys can see me. So here's my lights here. Here's the lights that are behind me, so you can see those happen in real time. I can turn these on too. I can also turn on, there's lights underneath the printer rack here, so you can see them kind of on here. Can't really see it that well in any of the shots that I'm showing right now. But you know, we got the logo light and stuff behind me. I can vary this, see it dimming and getting brighter. That's an ESP home device. I've got my Google Home here, so I can make it say stuff or do whatever. Yeah, let me see if I can upload something here. All right, let's see if I can make it do so. Ready?
Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do.
Let me see.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
And I can also cast like here. We'll make it bigger here.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
You like that?
Hit that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, so Google Homes can integrate with it. Yeah, what else? So I got the kitchen here. So I've got the there's easy bulbs in the thing here. I'll move this over here, and I'll give you guys a live feed of the kitchen. So you can see here kitchen sink light. So there's a Z-Wave light there. That's just on and off. I have under cabinet lights here. These are actually 12-volt lights connected to a main well. I've got the pendant lights here, which are easy bulbs. And again, I have them as a group, so I can address them as a group, or I can also address them individually. You know, if we're having a party, we want to be cool. You know, we can dim them. We can set certain colors and stuff. Or we can be boring and just put them white, because they're just a nice white channel. So if you guys are curious what the color temperature is on our easy bulbs, there you go. To give you an idea, they're about 4,000 Kelvin. If I turn the sink lights on, these are 5,000 K. You can see these are a little cooler white than ours. So these aren't warm white, but they're not cool white. And then I also have here, because this is technically in the kitchen, you can see the humidors. Dang it. The humidors have lights in them. These are running on ESP8266s. You can see I could dim them. I don't know why the top one like has choppiness sometimes. If you notice, of course, it's not going to do it now. Is it going to do it? Let me turn them off. Maybe I'll do it while it's turned off. Turn on. Well, yeah, anyways. There we go. So, yep. that's the kitchen. We have the backyard here. These I can't really show, but we got all the lights here. We got RGB lights out there, front floodlights, bonfire lights. So these I can probably show you. These are Tasmota. They're running an easy plug. I think I'm trying to think of what view. Can you see them in this shot here? You can kind of see them here. I'll turn these on. Bonfire lights. Can you see them on the camera? Maybe not. I think it's probably too dim. I have a camera that's right over there. Let me turn these off. Did a squirrel chew through my wires again? I swear to God. Because the plug's responding. Those motherfuckers. I'm pretty sure the fuse blew out. Because they're not turning on. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to go do some troubleshooting later. Yeah, because if I go here, yeah, they're on. It's got 124 volts. Yeah, so we had a problem with squirrels chewing through my wires. So apparently they screwed my lights up. So I'm gonna have to go figure out what's going on there. That's great. Good thing I have a pellet gun. All right, moving on, since I can't show you that because of the damn squirrels. What else do I have here? We just have like a page with the cameras that this integrates with Blue Iris. I got stuff for the basement, the shit boxes. Apparently, I just emptied. They love pooping in these two, the left and the right one. The right one's their favorite. So I have to empty those. I didn't pull permits for the wires. It's just an extension cord going to a box. All right. So the last thing here is you can see my humidors here. I showed you the lights. We have monitoring of the humidity and the temperatures, and these are also ESP home devices. So, all right. I think that was a little bit more than 10 cent tour. Was that like 20 minutes? So I'm gonna have to go see why the hell my lights are not turning on in the back. I'm glad I checked that. But in all seriousness, I had squirrels chew off one of the bulbs. Like, you can see it in the picture here. Oops, right here. So you see, God damn it. So you see right here, I had a squirrel chew one off right here. And I cut it off and taped it off because I was like, well, they aren't in series, they're in parallel. So whatever, I lost a bulb. I cut it off, taped it off so that the wires wouldn't be exposed. I mean, they're like, I don't know, 10 feet off the ground, so no one can touch them. Part of me just wants to leave them on, so if a squirrel chews on them again, they can protect themselves. You know, make for a funny video, right? Just, oh, look at the squirrel. Who wants squirrel for dinner? It is an electrified squirrel. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. So that means the good doggos get a TREAT. I'm just looking for their bag of treats. Treats? You guys want treats? Remo's... Do you see his eye? He was like... what cameras? I have Amcrest and Reolink. If I had to recommend one brand, I would recommend Amcrest, but they're all on isolated VLANs. I do not trust them to have access to the internet. I've seen too many backdoor Chinese cameras in my day. Where are your guys' treats? Where did they go? Where did they go? I know. Where's your bag? Is it right here? Is it right here? Is this your bag of treats? Barbecue squirrel, yeah. Well, I'm gonna look at the lights after this. Because we were planning on having a bonfire, not today, but soon, and we use those lights when we bonfire. Okay, you guys were good boys. Can I shake? Shake. You need to take that nicer. Sit. Shake. You take it nice like a good boy. Remo, you're a little asshole sometimes. Sit. Shake. Touch. Good boy. That was better. Come. You want a second one? You get it. You're just a good boy. Do not take his food. All right. Well, I'm going to go out to the backyard and figure out if a squirrel chewed through my wires more. There is a little fuse on those lights, so if it turned on and there was a short, it would blow the fuse. And I think I have extra fuses. I hope I do. I think they take like the same kind of ones Christmas lights have, and I've got a baggie of those. So anyways, thank you guys for stopping by the stream. I love hanging out with you all. I hope you guys enjoyed my little Home Assistant thing. I see like the viewership went like this when I started talking about the Home Assistant stuff, so maybe not a great topic, but I still had fun. So, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. So, anyways, if I do find some squirrel findings, I will post them in the lounge on Discord. That's in our VIP section. So if you guys are sponsoring the channel and or you support us on Patreon, make sure to link your Discord account so you can get into the VIP section, because that's typically where I hang out. I stay in there. It's a little more quiet than the general sections. So I will see you guys on the next string. And as always, happy printing. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your support.